See a pretty face. Good evening, everyone. Today is Wednesday and we are live once again. And we have a special guest who will share her knowledge with you. I know Health Tips with Avril is supposed to be with Health Tips, but today we go in a different avenue. We're taking the mental health and we're looking at what the mental health would do for you, having a strong mentality, having that strongness in mental thinking. A strong woman is a powerful woman, and your mind is the most important thing ever. So we have a special guest, Miss Monique ABU. She will be sharing information about how to strengthen our mental health as a leader. So I want you to let me know if you're hearing me clearly. If you're hearing me, please put some love in the chat so we can know that you are hearing us clearly. And when you come on, let us know where you're joining us from. Once again, welcome to Health Tips with Avril. Our special guest this evening is Monique
Monfik
ABU.
Monfik Raiyan ABU.
Raiyan ABU. Oh my goodness, I'm chopping your name. I'm so sorry. Monfik.
Or
So
Raiyan, you prefer Raiyan, so you can.
yeah, Raiyan would be easier for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Raiyan is fine as well.
All right. So welcome everyone. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Once again, welcome to Health Tips with Avril. And we're going to start with one question for Miss Monfik is what is your profession? Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, since when you started your profession. Let us know who Monfik Raiyan ABU is.
Okay, good evening, everyone, or good morning, or good afternoon, depending on where you're joining from. And if you are in Nigeria, where I'm from, it's almost midnight, so you probably may not be able to be awake to see this. Hopefully, you watch
Yeah.
the replay. So, my name
Yes.
is Monfik Raiyan ABU. I'm a certified leadership and mindset reset coach. I am originally from Nigeria. I'm here in Canada doing my business. I am I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I love to cook. I can spend the whole day in the kitchen. And most especially, I'm a natural nurturer, is what I will call myself. I want to build people, I want to nurture people. I want to get people on a journey of self-improvement and personal development. It's my passion. It's what makes me wake up with excitement in the morning and be enthusiastic about the day. So, because I believe that if COVID has taught us anything, we need to be in a state of well-being that we can pivot at any time in terms of our mindset, in terms of our career, in terms of different things that we have to do. So in order for you to be able to pivot and be able to maximize your potential as a person, you need to embrace personal development. And personal development in the long run helps to give you a good state of your mental health, a good state of your physical health, because you have this mindset that is always progressive. So no matter what it is, you are not affected negatively by the situations that you face. Because I strongly believe that every person should not, every person has the ability not to allow a situation define them. You should be able to control every situation you find yourself. While you may not be able to control what happens to you choose your reaction. So having that as a background, I'm committed to doing this, and that's why I'm here today to share some important tips with you on how to develop the audacity to lead with confidence.
All right. So this was amazing, Monfik. So when you talk about audacity to lead, Expand on that for us. What do you
Yes.
mean by the audacity to lead? Because we
Yeah.
know we have so many women out there who want to lead their family, who wants to lead their children, who wants to lead in the school wherever they are, who wants to lead in whatever group that they want to be, and sometimes they are very very shy. They don't want to speak up. They don't even want to ask a question. So tell
Mhm.
us a little bit about the audacity.
Okay. So I would like to be able to really give you a depth of what I have in store for you today. I would like to seek your permission to read from my script here,
Yes,
and I'm sure that will answer most of the questions you have.
yes,
So at the end of my presentation, if you still have more answers, more questions, and if we see that there's a lot of new questions on the chat box,
yes.
then I will be so happy to answer. So
Awesome.
I put up a presentation of 8 pages. I hope there's enough time to read all the 8 pages. So I have so much to tell you about Audacity, and I don't want to miss anything, So with your permission, I would like to read, and I'll look at the camera as well. And I hope
Yes,
people can connect with me and
yes,
get the message, because I just want to take you on a journey of
yes.
how this whole experience works, and how and how you can be able to apply it in your own life. Right?
Thank you so much, Ryan.
All right. So, do you know the name of the first book that I ever, one of my best books, is written by the first and only Black president of the United States, and the name of that book is The Audacity of Hope, published
Oh,
in 2006 by Barack Obama, three
mm,
years before he became president. The reason that I read that book was not because it was written by Barack Obama. Of course, I love Barack as a person,
yes.
but it wasn't the reason I read that book. Or that it was because he's the first Black president, which is exciting as well. But that wasn't the reason. The
Yes.
reason I read that book is because of the key word in the title of that book, the
Mm-hmm.
word audacity.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, that's the first time I started paying attention to that word. I was like, what does this mean, really? Let me ponder on this for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
You see, to me, audacity is a very fascinating word. The word to me is an instruction in of itself, is an instruction. It is a word that instructs you to see possibility where there is none, to make an effort that will translate into results. It is a word that makes you want to try and attempt to do something. It helps you when you just hear the word, you want to push yourself out of your comfort zone. You want to find the courage from within. You want to think that you can, because as the saying goes, if you think you can or think you cannot, you are right.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you know the reason why I'm so fascinated with this word is because the meaning itself, the meaning of the word audacity, let's think about it for a minute. The meaning is the willingness to take bold risks. For me, this is outstanding. Like, this is transformational. Don't you all think so? Don't you guys think the meaning of audacity in itself, the willingness to take bold risks, for me, is like, my mind is blown just thinking of it. So it makes you hopeful, and I believe that is why Obama named his book The Audacity of Hope. you know so as you can see, I'm really excited about this word. I could talk about it for hours, but we don't have hours, so we only have a few minutes, so let me get into it. Okay.
Yeah.
So the reason I chose this topic, the audacity to lead with confidence, today, is because I need you all of you listening out there,
Mm-hmm.
to think deeply about it. I need you to ask yourselves right now, this moment, in what area of your life do you have undeniable authority? At this point, you can put your questions in the chat for anybody there. Then
Mm-hmm.
I'll continue. In what area in your life do you have undeniable audacity? To me, this is a remarkable question because it will help you to think deeply about who you are, your values, your essence, your work, your self-esteem, your
Mhm.
well-being, your confidence, and so much more. When you think of audacity, you think of being brave.
Mhm.
You also think of being daring to do something like, I don't feel like doing it, but you dare yourself and you go do it. When you think of audacity, you think of developing boldness.
Mhm.
You think of courage. You think of fearlessness. You also think of valor, heroism, confidence, having guts, and being dynamic.
Mhm.
All of these things have to do with your mental toughness, how
Mhm.
you think, how your brain works. Because it's whatever happens here, and that's what the rest of your body will abide by. And that is what people will be influenced by. And that is what will govern your moods. That's what will govern your outcomes. That is what will govern how you even communicate and relate with other people. Right? Because we human beings, we are creatures of energy.
Yeah.
We emanate energy anywhere we go, whether
Mhm.
we realize it or not. You come into a room and you are feeling so frustrated, it will reflect on everybody around you. People will now be on their toes, like, let her not snap, let her not snap, and you've not even said anything, but they can tell just by looking at you that you are frustrated. So you are very short tempered right now, or
Mhm.
something. So, simply put, giving yourself the gift of audacity in all things is the only way that I have identified to be the best approach to living a life where you can fully maximize your potential,
Mhm.
become successful, and become fulfilled, right? It is the best way to live a life where you will matter, where you will be heard, be seen, and most of all, be relevant.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let me tell you a little story. After 25 seasons from 1996 to 2011 and 4,561 episodes, and after interviewing thousands and thousands of guests, I don't know if you people can get who I'm talking about. Oprah Winfrey,
Oprah.
yes, Oprah Winfrey herself realize something about the average human being. She has interviewed thousands and thousands of people in 4,561 episodes over 25 years. And these are the three things she realized every human being needs.
Mm.
Every human being wants to be seen. Every time the person will ask himself in his mind, even if he can't tell somebody else, do you see me? Do you hear me? Do what I say mean anything to you? That's what the average person just wants. The average person wants to be seen, wants to be heard, and want to know that they matter, right? That's what the average person wants. So let me go on. So, in my opinion, the person that feels seen and feels heard and feel that they matter is a very healthy person mentally. I'm sure you guys will agree. The
Oh,
person who feel healthy mentally, emotionally, physically, and is highly a fulfilled person, and that kind of person is also successful. The person will have a great sense of well-being, confidence, and self-validation. This is the kind of person I am becoming. What about you?
yeah. So I just want to ask a question here, Ryan, because um, when we open, you said that the audacity of hope, and that is a book that is written by Barack Obama himself.
Yes.
And most of the times, I'm not sure where you grew up in Africa, you find that most females are shunned. Most female growing up, we are shunned. We don't have a voice. We always, we always have to basically not be heard.
Mm,
And now I'm hearing that with the audacity, we can be heard, we can be bold, and we could be mentally strong. Am I
Yes,
hearing you right?
you are hearing me right, correctly. Correctly.
Yeah,
Instead of you to allow that environment, I grew up in Nigeria as well. I can relate completely with what you're saying. I
yeah.
was in the banking industry for 13 years, one
Mm-hmm.
of the only few females, one of the only few female bank managers. Like in my region, I believe we had 15 branches
Mm-hmm.
and I think 2 or 3 women. I was one of the few women, and I was the one of the youngest of all the people there at
Yeah.
that time. So I know how I struggled.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was so scared to let my opinion be known at meetings.
Yeah.
People are saying things that are off. They are not going to be yielding any desirable results based on our deliverables, for example. And I have something that would get us closer to the solution, but I am nervous. I'm not able to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's when I decided to develop audacity, I realized that I don't need to raise up my hand and ask for permission. All I have to do is open my mouth. Courage.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All I have to do is be bold.
Mm-hmm.
All I have to do is be fearless. Even if I'm scared that what I'm saying does not make sense and they will laugh at me, it
Yeah.
doesn't matter anyway. Let me say something. So
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, despite the fact that we are from third world countries where certain things are not allowed, I'm a Muslim for one,
Yeah.
and where I worked in Nigeria, it was predominantly non-Muslim. So I
Mm-hmm.
was usually just like feeling like the odd one out all the
Yeah.
time. So I
Mm-hmm.
had to learn to develop audacity, otherwise I will be silenced. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying there were not times where I was silenced. Actually, I was beaten down. I was frustrated. I was demoted out of this whole situation where you want to intimidate people. But I
Mm-hmm.
tell you, every time I reached inwards and bounced back, I was able to make traction rather
Yeah.
than allowing myself to fall back and be a victim.
Mm-hmm.
All I had to do is tell myself, this is what I can do right now. I have to be bold. I have to be courageous, So that's what audacity is. And I encourage women, be audacious, By virtue of you being a woman, you are already amazing.
That's right. Say
You
it
are
again. I didn't hear.
amazing.
Say it
Where
once more. I didn't hear you.
by the virtue of the fact that you are a woman, you are already extraordinary and amazing.
That's right.
You know what it takes to birth a child? Who can
Mm-hmm.
do that?
Mm-hmm.
Which man can do that? No
Mm-hmm.
man can do that. You know, the fact that we are the first lens our children will use to see the world.
Yeah.
The fact that we are the ones that have introspection. We are the ones that are detailed. We are the ones that are very careful. We are the ones that plan. We are the ones that coordinate the home. There are so many things we are doing already. We are leading. We
Mm-hmm.
just haven't given ourselves that audacity to know that we are already leaders.
Yeah.
Because it's through that audacity, you would have the confidence. Then when you have the confidence, you are already there.
Yeah. But
Everything it will take for a woman to make a quantum leap in her life, regardless of the subjugation in an environment, is based on her mindset. Look at Malala, I've forgotten her last name. The
yeah.
young girl from, Afghanistan that was shot in the head, that was almost,
Yes. Yes.
she wanted to go to school.
Yes. Yes. I
She
remember.
just wanted to go to school. They said the girls are not going to go to school. What
Mm-hmm.
did Malala develop? Audacity. That's what gave her the guts.
Mm-hmm.
That's what gave her the guts. It's not magic. She's a young girl. She's still a young girl. There is nothing that grew in her skin or came out from her head that changed her physically. All
Yeah.
she had to do was change her mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
All she
Um,
had to do was change her mind. Yeah.
so you are right to say that the mind is a powerful thing, because once you change your mindset,
Yes.
you know, everything else change. And
Mm-hmm.
once you start believing in yourself, everything else change.
Mm-hmm.
Growing up on the islands, little girls are always, they were supposed to help in the home and do this and do that and help mother in the kitchen, all of that stuff. And now you growing up a little girl, it's totally different. It is totally different. Teaching them to be bold, to speak, and when they speak, for them not to say, "Oh, that's you're rude," but for them to be heard. I think it is amazing for us in this day and age to give the children that hope that they didn't have. I didn't have that growing up.
Mm-hmm.
As a little girl growing up on the islands, when adults are talking, you had to be in a different room. And when adults are talking a different language, they were speaking a different language because we have two languages at home, English and we have French Creole.
Mm-hmm.
So the patois, the French Creole, was spoken by mostly the elderly people. So
Mm-hmm.
you as children were not allowed to to say anything,
Mm.
right? You're not allowed to even be in the presence where adults are speaking. I mean, now things have changed, but back in the day, it wasn't like that. And
Mm-hmm.
now people are coming out. They have ladies, adults are coming out who are 40 and 50 years old and now saying what happened to them when they were younger because
Mm-hmm.
the parents would not believe them that this happened, whether it was anything, right? Because they were afraid to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So now I think it is the best thing to give our young girls that boldness, the audacity, and don't say that they are rude because they are speaking what they're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
They always say children never lie. So
Yeah.
it is good that they are being heard and they want to be heard.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I tell my 10-year-old, I think, Abby, you need to take it a notch down because sometimes she is too. But I'm saying to myself, I should let her speak. Let her say what she has to say. And
Mm-hmm.
first thing when she went to school, the teachers told me that she's a chatterbox, right? But in a way it was good and in a way it was bad. It always got her into trouble. But now you talking about the audacity and the mindset and how it strengthens your mentality,
Yeah.
that is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Yeah. Thank you. So I feel that having the audacity, having and developing audacity to lead with confidence is a necessity for survival.
Yes, I would say that.
So you realize it now in your community based on what you've said in your country that people are now coming out to say
Mhm.
something against it, what was happening in the past. And there's a whole reawakening to it. And it is helping the younger ones now not to have the same experience that you all had. Let
Yeah.
me tell you something really fascinating about each and every one of us. When we were children, when we were babies and as toddlers trying to walk, we tried to walk 17 times an hour and fell down.
Yes.
17 times an hour and fell down.
Hmm.
And do you know what? A child below the age of 4 that is wandering around, is curious, is jumping up and down, trying to explore his surroundings, that child hears the word no at
Hmm.
least 40 times in a day.
Hmm.
No, no, by the adults in the environment.
Yeah.
So, what am I saying in essence? We were born with audacity. We were born to explore. We could do anything we wanted to do. A
Hmm.
toddler is falling 17 times an hour and not giving up and still trying to walk. That says a lot.
Yeah.
That says a lot. But as adults now, when we try one thing one time and fail, we don't even venture there again.
We give up.
We give up. We become fearful. We are riddled with shame and embarrassment
Hmm.
and all sorts of negative self talk, all sorts of sabotaging behavior.
Hmm.
Procrastination sets in, hesitation sets in. Only
Yeah.
one trial.
Yeah.
One. But as a child, you tried 17 times. It's not the entire time before the child walked, an hour.
Yes.
Imagine it.
Yeah.
So we all had audacity.
Yeah. I
Is
want to,
is
yes.
within us. Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to say welcome, ladies and gentlemen. If you are here for the first time, let us know where you're joining us from. Let us know if you can hear us clearly. Put some love in the chat for our special guest, Monfik. She is doing an amazing job so far, and we want you to be able to put your questions in the chat. So if you have any questions, you can ask them, sorry, and we'll try our best to answer them.
For sure.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's why I'm here. So developing the audacity to lead with confidence was a necessity for survival for me when I was growing up. You told me a bit about yourself, so I'll tell you a bit about my own story, right? Otherwise, if I didn't develop the audacity to survive, if I didn't develop the audacity to lead with confidence as a necessity, I would have timidly been hiding in shame and obscurity.
Yeah. I just want to tell you that our chat is on fire. So
really?
We have
Bernie.
I know you're presenting, so you're not able to see.
Oh,
we have Bernie Wells, and she's from the UK. She is, I'm sure it's way past her bedtime right there. And then she's saying that it's a good topic.
Time zone with Nigeria.
Yeah. So it's a good topic, she said, to present again. And we have Leon Lewis. He's a gentleman that I've grown fond of, and he is saying that women are amazing, and the topic is a wonderful topic that we have there this evening. So I want to say thank you for all your comments, and
thank you guys for your comments.
Yes, welcome everyone.
Thank you everyone. Yeah, thank you. So I grew up with a consistent feeling of not being good enough. I felt worthless. I felt extremely shy, timid, and I had very low self-esteem. I experienced bullying in school, and I was consumed by negative body image and negative self-talk. This is me today. I know now from my extensive research as a leadership and mindset reset coach that feelings of inadequacy, overwhelm, low self-esteem, negative body image, and self-talk are more common in people than you think, especially for women.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so too.
Yes. So fundamentally, right, the average human being has at least 67,000 thoughts in a day.
Yes.
67,000 thoughts in a day. 70% of these thoughts are negative, just by default, because it's picked up randomly from everything happening around you. And what good thing happens these days? Not much. You turn on the news, bad, nothing. You know, things on TV, they are not, the language, a lot of things, they are also provocative and offensive. So 70% of those thoughts are negative, and 70% of those thoughts are on repeat in our heads. So therefore, living your life on autopilot will put you in a place of mediocrity, obscurity, and uncertainty, and constant fear.
Yeah.
Constant fear. So developing the audacity each day to lead, to stand up, to thrive, to be determined, to strive harder, and to push yourself is not an option, but a necessity.
Yeah.
It's a necessity.
Yes.
So I also wanted to share some quotes with you guys about the word audacity, because I love it so much. So
go ahead, Ryan, you're on fire, so go ahead.
So audacity is the first quality. The first quality that is needed is audacity. Winston Churchill said this.
Mm-hmm.
The first quality any human being needs is audacity. Another quote is the difference between the difference between having a vision and having a daydream is the audacity to act.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So you say, I have a dream to be this person, to do this thing in future.
Yeah.
What are the action steps? Like in my coaching practice, I have 3 fundamental principles of coaching that
Yeah.
I teach my students. M is for mindset. For me, everything is about mindset. Everything, literally, like everything. Wake up in the morning, are you going to have a productive day?
Yeah.
Mindset.
Mindset.
Are you going to have focus? Are you going to have drive, determination? Are you going to be enthusiastic? Are you going to push? Or are you going to give up? Mindset. Everything. Basically, we are feeding our mind with the food we eat most of the time to think for us and to think in a constructive way that will help us to be more productive. So that's the first foundation of my coaching practice. The second one is resilience, helping people build resilience, because once you want to do something, nothing good comes easy. Nothing good and worthwhile comes easy when you need to do it. So you need to develop resilience so that when you feel like giving up, you keep going, right? When you see it's hard, you figure out another way. Then the last part is action.
Yeah.
Action. Action. That's why I love this quote so much. The difference between vision and a daydream is
Yeah.
the audacity to act.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people know what we are talking about. A lot of people, they've read books,
Mm-hmm.
they've taken trainings, they've gone for courses, they have PhDs, they have it all.
Yeah.
But are they taking the necessary action steps?
Mm-hmm.
So you need to even develop audacity to take those right action steps. Another quote I want to share is that audacity is not an activity, but an approach.
Mm.
It's not an activity, it is an approach. It's not what you do, but how you do it. So it's like your approach to life. And that's why I asked this question in the beginning. For those that are just joining, I asked you guys, in what area of your life do you have undeniable audacity? In what area are you bold? Are you courageous? We know the society is holding us back, but there are certain things you can control.
Yeah.
And for us that have been able to migrate here, the world is your oyster.
Exactly.
Do anything you want to do. So what is holding you back except your mind because of old things, old programming?
Yeah. Yeah.
Old programming. The subconscious mind keeps holding us back. But in order to use your mindset, you have to use your conscious mind. You have to be intentional. And that's where audacity comes about. And remember, the topic is audacity to lead with confidence. So I didn't want to have too much only on audacity. I wanted to teach a little bit about leadership. Not only leadership, I wanted to teach a little bit about self-leadership.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to teach also on confidence. So if I'm allowed, I would like to talk about leadership now.
Go ahead, Monty.
So in order to truly succeed in life, you must embrace your personal growth and your development. I mentioned that in the beginning.
Yeah.
You must be aware that you are a creature of energy. As a human being, anything you focus on grows. So are you focusing on failure? That is all you will do. Are you focusing on possibilities? That's all you will experience. So what are you focused on? For me, especially, I control what I look at on TV. I control what I listen to. I control what things, topics I talk about. You know, you can't find me in some places because if they're not talking personal development, I'm not there. I'm absent, completely absent. You know, I'm not even going to come there to even honor the invitation. I'm just not there because I want to continuously grow as a person. I don't want my environment to negatively influence me. So if there's anything I want to have control over, the TV programs I watch, there are certain emotions I want them to to elicit in my subconscious mind. And that's why I watch. So you won't just catch me doing something over and over, except there is an immediate benefit I feel that I will get.
That's right.
So that's what leadership is all about. Because we are creatures of energy, whatever focus on grows, and anyone that associates with you is influenced by you. So, in order to consciously influence people, leadership is the first place to start.
That's right.
And we as women, I said it already, because we are women, we are already leaders. You don't even need to be a mother. You are somebody's daughter. You are somebody's auntie. You are somebody's friend. And there is no woman alive that doesn't have somebody that she cares about. And we go above and beyond for anybody we care about. Right? As a woman, you already know that you are a leader because you are biologically wired to nurture and observe the growth of other people. It's in your biology, it's in your genetics. There's nothing you can do about that.
But to embrace it.
But to embrace it. And it's for your benefit when you do.
Yeah.
As a mother, you are the first lens your children will use to see the world. As a sister, you are the person people call when they need a guide or to connect or to counsel. As a friend, you are the reliable and dependable one. This is why you are a leader by default. It's part of who you are, whether you embrace it or not. So according to a source I went to online called onboardonline.com, leadership is about developing people and helping others reach their full potential. It's about equipping others with the right tools and strategies, not only to maximize the success of an organization, but also the lives of individuals.
That's right.
And for me, motherhood is the first place I start with leadership. And I've been a mother figure before I became a mother. So my close friends tell me, Monfik, your children are multiplying every day because I now have grandkids and I'm 44. But why do I have grandkids? I was a mother figure for my own siblings at 19. And now that they have their own children, their wives or their husbands see me as the parent, as the grandmother to those kids. And I tell you, I did the whole thing. Like in their weddings, I was the person that was called to advise the new couple getting married when I was just a young girl myself. I was fortunate to get married before all of them, but I'm not so much older than them. But I'm seen as a mother figure. So that is where our leadership starts. So I love this definition of leadership so much because it reflects what I have already described a short while ago, that you are already leaders. It has nothing to do with your role at work. Like people think. When they think leadership, they think governor, do whatever, the manager at work, whatever. No, we are all leaders. That's my own idea. And you will see why it's so. In your business or in your career, that's not what I'm talking about. It is just who you are already. Therefore, it is time to embrace this reality and know how you can lead effectively. So what makes you an effective leader? A good leader has personality, has courage, and a clear vision. And the ambition is to lead. Like for my children, nothing I take with a pinch of salt. Everything they are doing is leading up to something else for me. Or you want to hang out with that friend, what's the overall vision of that friendship?
Right.
What's the overall vision of that friendship? You know, what is it about that person that resonates so much that is the specific person? So I'm trying to teach them already influence. I'm trying to teach them already how your association, who you associate with, matters a lot, and it rubs off on you, right? So this is where developing audacity is reinforced, because we mentioned to be an effective leader, you have to have that personality, the courage, and a clear vision. And these are features of having that audacity we already mentioned, because it helps you to find courage and vision to lead effectively. All
Mhm.
right. So, what are the qualities of leadership so that you know you already have them?
Yeah. Yeah.
One of the qualities is that you become highly self aware. You know, self awareness is something that seems so common, but it's so uncommon
Mm.
because research shows that at least 70% of the average human being is not self aware. So most of us are just doing things, being things to everybody, but we really don't know certain key things about ourselves.
Mm.
Most of my training sessions or coaching sessions, the first thing I ask the participants or students in the class, I say, "Who are you?"
Mm.
That's a strong question. Who are you? And when you ask me who I am, Monfig, who am I? I am a nurturer.
Yes.
That's who I am. I don't tell you whether I'm somebody's wife or the person's mom or I have this degree. That's not who I am. The
Yeah.
essence of my character, my personality, my behavior, the key things you will see when you interact with me is
Mhm.
nurturing, is empathy, is growth, is facilitation,
Mhm.
it's constant communication. This is who I am.
Yeah. It's so funny that you said that this
Yeah.
is who you are, because most of the times when we ask the question, or we ourselves ask that question, we
Mm,
say, "Oh, I'm the CEO of this business," right? Or we say, "I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a sister, whatever." But we don't say who we truly are. So it is good that you're bringing this out this evening, and then you can expand on it for us. So this is amazing. This is amazing. This is really, really good information
yeah.
and food for thought, because now that you're saying, who are you? Then I guess the next question will say where you come from, right?
Mm, yeah.
Because if you don't know who you are,
Yeah.
where you come from and where you're going, then obviously, what are you doing in this space?
Yes.
What are you doing in this space?
What helps me to really know the core of a person when I
Mm-hmm.
ask you who you are, the next thing I want to know is really not really where you're coming from. It's
Mm-hmm.
more about your family dynamics.
Yes. Yes.
You know, sometimes you can tell a lot from someone, the position of the person in the number of children in the home,
Mm-hmm.
the way the person interacts with other people, you can
Mm-hmm.
tell
Mm-hmm.
by the family dynamics. When the person like I know somebody, for example, when I talk to certain people, I know who is the oldest in the home, and I don't even know you.
So would you say that I'm the oldest by talking to me, or I'm the third child? There's something about the third child.
Yes, there's something also about the first child, the middle child.
The middle child,
The
yes,
middle
the
child
middle
is like
child.
the black sheep, the person that feels misunderstood the most.
Uh-huh. Yeah, yeah,
Yes. Then the oldest child is the one always burdened with responsibility, wanting to do everything right, never wanting to make mistakes.
yes, yes,
Then
yes.
the youngest child is the one that doesn't want to take responsibility, is always feeling like there are other people they should transfer certain things about the mistakes they are making. Somebody else will clear that mess for me because you are
Exactly.
the youngest. You've been protected for so long.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
So,
those two things is what really helps me to get into the character of the person
mm-hmm.
above and beyond where they come from.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, so I'm still learning in terms of dynamics for race and culture and all of those things, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So but I'm big on family, I'm big
Yeah.
on parenting, and big on all of those things in as identifiers for the peculiar character traits that people have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm. So the qualities of a good leader, you have
Yeah.
to be self-aware, really know who you are, as we just talked about. You have to be focused on developing other people.
Mm.
You can't be self-centered. You can't just be thinking of yourself all the time. It's about you, it's about you. Or you are the judge, you are the jury, you are the executioner. No, no, no.
Yeah.
You know, you
Yeah.
have to encourage strategic thinking. You have to encourage innovation. You have to encourage people to take action.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be ethical and civil-minded.
Yeah.
So let's talk a bit about self-leadership.
Yeah.
So in the world today, as we know it, true leaders are very rare and difficult to find, right?
Mm-hmm.
Countries have been destroyed, wars have been fought, families have been torn apart, millions of lives have been lost, global warming has escalated, economies have been destroyed, migration has increased. See me, I'm out of my country, I'm here, migration. There's also famine, there's unrest, there's instability, there's insecurity, underdevelopment, diseases, so much, too many things in different parts of the world due to one thing and one thing only, bad leadership.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you agree with me?
I totally agree. It all has to do with leadership.
Bad leadership.
And leadership starts from the home. And
yeah, it starts from the home, but these global problems I just mentioned, those to do with the leadership at the top, with those in power, those in governments and authority that are supposed to govern us well. But because leadership has not been imbibed from the home, generation after generation, is seen as a status symbol, is seen as a symbol of power, instead of something to work on your character, even as you are growing up in the home. You know, I have 4 children here, and when the young one does something or says something, I caution, because if you know you need to respect, you start from the home. You don't talk to your older brother like that. Even if you're right, you bring your tone down. That is your older brother.
That's right.
That is your older brother. Don't talk. If I hear you, maybe I'm not at home.
Yeah.
Right? You know, so because we've distanced ourselves from leadership and put it at, like, it's just, that is why the global problem. So what I'm trying to do with this presentation is help us to think differently and bring leadership back home, right? And that's why we are talking about self-leadership.
Okay,
so we have leadership as something far away, something that starts with you.
Yeah, we have one comment here. Another comment tonight is a very interesting conversation tonight. So that is one of our persons who's always on. This is Trisha. She's always on every night. So she's a faithful person on the show. She's always on, giving her input and cheering us apart. So I want to say special thanks to her coming on the show every night and listening to us every evening on Wednesday. So kudos to you, Trisha. Thanks for the support. Thanks for your love.
Thank you.
All right.
So this is so let's go back to self-leadership, right? This is why I feel that self-leadership is significant. It has a significant advantage because it allows you as a person to take ownership of your own circumstance, your own situation, and your own success.
That's right. You see, I just want to stop here for a little while. So Bernie Wells is saying that is so true about global leadership, and it doesn't seem to be getting any better soon. And that is so true, right? So yeah, I mean, we know of Nelson Mandela trying to change the world, but he did a little bit. You know, kudos to him. He did what he had to do. But so many other leaders that are coming up, and for them, it's self, what I want in that position.
Just want to take it. They just see it as a status symbol for power, nothing else.
That's right. That's right. So I just wanted to say a few comments there that we have this evening. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So the undisputable fact is that I know for sure is that if you lead yourself first, you can become a great leader.
Yeah.
Because Gandhi says the change we want begins with us. Be the change you want to see. Right? That's what Gandhi says. So self-leadership is basically, what is self-leadership? What does it even mean? So what it means is that it is a practice of intentionally influencing your own thinking, your own feelings, and your own actions towards your own objectives.
Okay.
Oh,
So if we want something to change, we need to start with us.
yes.
And we cannot be blaming other persons. Or it's the dog, it's the cat, it's the husband, it's the workplace, it's the job. We cannot be, just putting blame on everything else. And we
Yes.
haven't looked at ourselves. We have not done the self-actualization that you were talking about, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
the change begins with us. And that is so true, Monfik. It's very,
So,
very true that the change begins with us. I find sometimes, even when it comes to relationships, right? Even when it comes to relationships, we blame the husband, we blame everybody. But have we looked at ourselves?
yeah.
I want the change. I want the lifestyle that I want. Why don't I start to do it myself?
Mhm.
You know? So why don't change begins with me? And we always blame other persons, and change
Mhm.
begins with us.
Mhm. Look at it, for example, if you pick a fight all the time with your husband, for example, on one particular issue,
Mm.
the next day, just make a decision, lead yourself. Don't pick that fight.
Eh,
Ignore it.
the battle belongs to
Ignore
somebody
just
else.
that specific situation. Just, just ignore it for that day
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
next few days, and you see
yes,
the situation will change. Your
yeah.
husband is used to you always saying something negative about that thing, and you're
Mm.
quiet today.
Eh,
Like, what is going on? And usually, when maybe you are telling him something in a loud voice and you're trying, you don't listen to me. Of
eh,
course, that's when he wouldn't listen. When
uh-huh.
he doesn't listen, he would definitely not
He
listen.
blocked his head.
Yes. So the day you decide, I'm not going to talk about this anymore, I'm
Mm-hmm.
just going to read a book, or I'm
Mm-hmm.
just going to soak my feet in the bathtub,
Oh, yes.
put on a candle,
Yeah.
and just close the door,
Uh-huh.
soak myself in the bathtub with a scented candle, and just relax.
Yeah. Play some music, do
Play
some
some music.
exercise.
Then it's like I'm just, I'm over this.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you, after 2 days, he'll come and ask you, "Are you, He
Are
will
you
not.
okay?
He didn't used to listen to you. He will come to talk to you. And give you an opportunity to speak with him. It's the same husband,
Mm-hmm.
the same person.
Yeah.
You know, it is us. What is our reaction? Are we usually reactive or are we usually proactive?
Mm.
That's the question. You can change anything based on your reaction
Yeah.
without doing anything else. If
Yeah.
you want somebody to believe in you, for example, us business women,
Yeah.
I don't know about anybody's experience, but let me talk about me. That I
Mm-hmm.
feel I've been a mother figure, I've put myself last, and I've put everybody first. By the time I started a business, crickets, nobody in my family paid any attention to what I was doing. Like,
Yeah.
what is she talking about? What is all this talk all the time? Talk, 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 talk. What is she doing? They are the last people, and you'll be thinking, I would tell my family, then when my family patronizes me, then it will even help me have this edge on social media. Then I can even put my family in front, and they will think these are actual clients, and people will see that my business is coming up and is growing and whatever, and I can get new clients and grow on that. And you will see crickets.
Mm.
Because what is happening? You want your family to believe in you first, believe in your business idea first, when you
Mm-hmm.
don't even believe in it.
Yeah.
You are basing your own belief in what another person would do.
Yes.
Now, years down the line, I've been doing this for ages, 15 years,
Yeah.
but now they call me and like, oh, I need that, because they see I'm consistent. I don't need anybody to tell me, well done, kudos, you're doing well, before I keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
most of the time, the change you need starts with you,
That's
changing
right.
your outlook, changing your perception,
Yeah.
changing. For example, let me make two sentences for you. If your child comes and your child You tell the child, do this, and the child will always say the wrong thing. You tell the child, you're a liar.
Mm.
Let me say the child's name is Grace. Grace, you're a liar.
Mm.
Or you say, Grace, you told a lie.
Yes.
Those are two different sentences.
Yes. Yes.
Grace, you're a liar. You've labeled her. You have decided there's nothing else good that she will ever do because she's a liar anyway.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
She lies even in her sleep. But when you say, Grace, you told a lie, is that one lie? Let's fix it.
Mm.
Then there is remediation. There is a chance that this situation will change. So perception. Perception is everything. So that's why the change you need starts with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it is very hard. I have found that leading yourself is one of the most difficult things to do because it entails that you would have to have a high level of self-discipline, high level of self-awareness, high level of confidence. You have to have a level of integrity and an honor as a person. So that is why it's so difficult for you to lead yourself.
Yeah.
But if you can just, despite this, I would fervently encourage you to embrace and implement self-leadership in your life with the small things and the big things that you do each day. Yeah. So just like I did with leadership, I would like to share with you some qualities of self-leadership as well, if you allow me.
Yeah.
So a little bit of a background for me. Leadership was thrust on me at a very young age. I mentioned that before.
Yeah.
But it wasn't only when my mother died when I was 19. I believe I was 8 years old. 8. The first time my mother told me that I need to be mindful of what I do as the oldest child and ensure that I'm not negatively influenced by my environment. From age 16, my parents would demand that I should speak with my younger brother to set him straight because he was quite stubborn at the time. He's a gentleman now. But
Yes, awesome.
he was very stubborn in those days. Yeah. Although I struggled with my own self-esteem issues, which I mentioned before, I knew that not to I knew not to show that side of me because I had to be mindful despite my own limitations.
Yes.
You know, I had to develop what I call the role model mindset.
Yes.
Even if I was shy, I need to talk to my brother. I have to be assertive. Even if I struggle from low self-esteem, I have to act confidently so that he has somebody to model. Right? So because I have people looking up to me as an example for positive behavior, like being polite or telling the truth, respecting authority, and things like that. So truthfully speaking, it felt like a burden at the time, but I did not know that life was gifting me self-leadership and leadership skills. Because when my beloved mother died, I had to step up as a leader for my young siblings. The great thing to be aware of is the fact that while there may be people that are born with leadership skills based on their character, they must still nurture and grow these skills. So these are some of the qualities you need to have. You have to have enthusiasm for learning.
Yes. Yes.
You have to have enthusiasm. Like now, I didn't ask Avril how long this session would take. If you I can talk till it's midnight. I don't get tired. I love learning. Any forum to learn. When she reached out to me that this will happen, my schedule is usually tight, but I was like, no, I can't miss this. I can't miss this. I can't miss it. Right? Because I'm always enthusiastic to learn. You know, so as I'm talking, I'm eliciting our feedback. I'm liking the comments. So I'm not just feeling like I'm talking, I'm learning as well. So the good attribute to have as a leader, you have to have goals.
Yes.
You can't just wake up Monday to Friday. You don't even have an agenda. You don't know where you're going. You don't even know where you're coming from. right? You need to have goals in your life and also in your business.
Yes.
And for me as a mother, juggling, work-life balance is some of the things I teach people, goal setting, time management. That is how I navigated through my goals, because I never had the time that it's time for Monfik, because it's always about somebody else before me.
Yeah.
As a young child, it's my siblings before me. As a mother, it's my children before me, it's my husband before me. So I'm learning how to set goals for myself as well, in between all the responsibilities that I have. Otherwise,
Mhm.
you'll be overwhelmed. You have to have that willingness to let go. Sometimes it's not worth the fight. Just
You
like the
know,
example I was mentioning in relationships or stuff like that.
yeah.
You have to be a planner. If you really want to be a self leader, you need to be planning. What's your vision? What's your mission statement? What's your core value as a person, not just in your organization? In fact, I used to tell people when I was in the bank, especially when I was a bank manager, I would tell my subordinates, I was like, what is the mission statement of this bank?
Hmm.
Then of course they don't even know. Then I'll be like, I think the bank then, this mission statement was they want to be the first bank that people will think of on XYZ. So I
Hmm.
asked the staff, I'm like, are you the first person people think of for that service?
Yeah.
Right? So you need to mirror certain things. You have to be a visionary, not just for yourself, and because you're a creature of energy, to it to reflect on everybody else around you. Then focus and discipline. Oh my God. And it's so hard
Hmm.
because everything is taking our time. It's just like I told you, I don't have messenger on I know I can't. I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
Because people are just putting in all their message. I turn off my notifications of everything. I check my email at designated time. I
Yeah.
wake up in the morning. I have 2 hours for myself to just be.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
have the phone because of the alarm, and it's playing meditation music, which I used to sleep. That's why the phone is by my bed. If I
Hmm.
have another thing I can use to replace that, the phone will be in the living room or
Yeah.
maybe the garage where I
Yeah.
will see it for the first 2 hours.
Yeah.
But if I have a loved one or my husband travels often, he's not in
Yeah.
the country, I would like the phone beside my bed for when he will call.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would just look at the phone, I would delete an app,
Yeah.
but I'm usually on Instagram more than Facebook. So I post on Instagram, maybe 4 or 5 posts in a day. I post. I have a lot of content. So I'm always posting. You
Yeah.
know, but when I post, I don't go into Instagram to scroll. I
Yeah.
don't care about that. I don't even check likes. I used to really check likes when I didn't know myself. I
Yeah.
know myself now because self-awareness is a continuous journey.
Yeah.
I've learned that part of myself that you don't need validation from that like. What you need is the clients that will convert. Go to the
That's right.
DM.
Yes. Yeah.
Go to the DMs. I don't do likes. So I go
Hmm.
on Instagram to post and check my DM. I don't check likes.
Yes. Yeah.
Sometimes I've posted something 2 weeks later. I'll be like, oh my God, 3,000 views,
Hmm.
90 likes. Seriously, I didn't know that.
Hmm.
But there's no DM there. There's nothing in the comment section. I don't care for that. But
Yeah.
I will keep posting because if it's one person that is getting insights and change because of my post, that is okay for me. But I wouldn't be there scrolling.
Yeah.
So focus and discipline, it sounds so grand when you say it, but it's so difficult to practice
Yeah.
because everything is competing for our attention.
Yes. And
Like
it
it's
is it
crazy.
is so true what you're saying, because back in the 90s, well, phone just came out in the 90s,
Mhm.
and you will have the 80s and the 70s. Nobody had a cell phone,
Mhm.
but the phones came out, and you had to be at home for your landline to ring and
Mhm.
people to get you.
Yes.
Now we have to set times where we have to unwind and diffuse ourselves from the day.
Yeah.
So you would put an alarm for example, 10 o'clock, everything is shut, and you
Mhm.
go to bed.
Yeah.
You have now to unwind that day and
Yes.
start for another day. And some people don't sleep until 3, 4 o'clock in the morning because they cannot shut down. They cannot get the proper sleep that their body needs. They cannot, their mind is all over the place. They cannot sleep at all. And that is one of the things that we need for us to have that healthy mindset, that healthy body, you know, and most of the times we don't see that because we're going on and on and on and on like an ever ready battery, right? Like the bunny.
And you burn out.
We burn out.
And you burn out. Even our cars need to refill, need to relax. You need to park your car for a bit. You can't see yourself driving the car. It would wear out. You keep it, you fuel it, you check it if there's enough oil, if there's enough whatever, if the brake pads are okay, you take it to Canada Tire, where that's where I take my car. That's where
Yes.
so they check it. I don't know anything about cars. I just check it and tell me what's going on. But I constantly have to check the car. Now
Yes.
it's time. The season is changing. A lot of us are
Yes.
changing our winter tires.
Tires.
It's another way, changing from the all season to the winter tire. It's another way of caring for that car, because if you don't change those tires, it will get
Mhm.
stuck in the snow. When you're going home, you won't be able to go uphill,
Yes.
or even get stuck downhill, and your entire and that car will just be in another state. So for us, what is clogging our head up? All
Yes.
of this social media, it's so much that, even the apps that will help you sometimes, like I have an app called Muslim Pro that tells us this is a time to pray and
Mhm.
stuff, because
Mhm.
the different season, the prayers change. The prayer time changes in the summer. When it's winter, it changes. Or when they say
Mhm.
daylight savings, no daylight savings, whatever all that means, it keeps changing. And you want to just check the time for prayer, somebody will put one product in your face. You don't go into YouTube and watch one video without watching 2 or 3 adverts.
Yes.
So
Yes.
you need to control your social media. Nobody wants to hear this, but social media detox is
Mhm.
so important. And
Mhm.
having a timeline, there's this principle called 3-2-1 sleep.
Yes.
3 hours before sleep, no food. 2 hours before sleep, no work. Don't do any work. Don't take. It's not because you are too good that you have your laptop on the bed. It's because you're not managing your time wisely.
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
Like yesterday, my daughter, we had a COVID scare. She's been ill since Monday. And yeah, Monday, no school. Yesterday, I was like, let me do a self-test thing at home, because our sister is in Dalhousie University. So she had those home kits for you to test, because she's a pre-med student over there. So she has
Mhm.
those kits. So she did it for her sister. And it showed the one sign to show she's negative. Oh,
Mhm.
they were like, oh, good enough. That's awesome. We were happy. But 2 hours later, we decided to check, and a thin line came beside the first line,
Mhm.
showing like it's positive. Like, oh my God. So
Mhm.
basically, yesterday was a mess. I couldn't get the doctor. I needed to go to the ER. When you go to ER, it's a whole
Yes.
different terrible experience altogether. You are there for hours. So the whole day went downhill from there. So my 3-2-1 sleep, I couldn't, I was thinking, what do I do? I still have a lot of work to do. This presentation was not ready,
Mhm.
nothing, So I have the thing on my phone when I sleep. 3 hours before bed, no food. two
Mhm.
hours before bed, no work.
Mhm.
1 hour before bed, no more phones. No screen time, no TV, no phone, nothing. Just keep everything aside.
Yes.
Have your 9 hours sleep. So like now, my phone is telling me go to sleep. You see, I should be sleeping
I'm
now. So
sorry.
I sleep at 8. I sleep at 8 p.m., believe it or not. And
Yes.
I'm up. So when you're sending me some messages, you notice
Yes.
I respond
I
in the
noticed
morning.
your responses.
I don't
Yes.
have time for the phone. I need to sleep. you know. So
Oh
what
my
now happened? What I did, I now instead of waking up at 6 a.m., I
Mm-hmm.
decided to wake up at 4 a.m. this morning and
Mm-hmm.
do all this work.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when my brain will be productive. I need to do my 3-2-1 sleep. I'll be alert. I couldn't have, with all the fear of yesterday, with all the anxiety,
Yes.
getting the child back to bed, checking her temperature, doing all that. Then I'm going to sit and come up with a material that you can even listen to. It's not
Mm-hmm.
possible.
Yes, yes. I am so happy with the time that we've spent so
Yeah.
far. The audacity to lead with confidence is very, very important to us as ladies, as gentlemen. If you are listening today, if you enjoy the session, please put it in the chat. Show Miss Monfix some love. It is her bedtime. She should be in bed, but she
No,
has
not
taken her
because of that.
time.
I'm ready.
She has taken her time to share with us this important information, the audacity to lead. And it all has to do with your mindset. We take care of our bodies, we put food in our bodies, but what are we putting in our minds? How is our mindset health? What is in our mind can can determine who we are,
Yes.
because what you feed your mind is what it is you going to be,
Yes.
right? So wow. So Trisha is saying, wow, 3-2-1 sleep. That is a very, very good one. She put it in the chat, so she's saying wow to that. I learned another one, 5-4-3-2-1
Yes.
mindset.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes,
That is the 5 second rule by Mel
the five
Robbins.
exactly by Mel Robinson.
Yes.
So she is another one that came out with a new book.
With the 5 second the five high five challenge.
High five challenge, right? So give yourself a high five
First
when
thing
you
in the
think,
morning. Yeah.
yes, when you think that you are not having a good day, when you think that you're not able to be the person that you want to be, give yourself a tap on the back. Give
Yeah.
yourself some love. Hug yourself. You
Yeah.
know, we have to take time for ourselves in order for our mindset to be right. And if our mindset is right, our body will be healed. That's
Yeah.
what I learned.
For
Our
sure.
body will be healed, will not be sick, we will not be tired, we will not have anxiety, we will be free,
Yeah.
and take some love, well, some self-love, take time for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Monique say, you can take a nice hot bath with scented candles, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Showing that self-love to yourself is very, very important. Self-love is very important. Bernice well said that she should be in bed too, so I need to activate that 3-2-1 system. Bernie, you're welcome, you're welcome,
Try
you're
for the next
welcome.
one. Your life will not be the same again. You will be a new person.
Yes,
Just
so thank you guys for all your
amazing.
comments and all your support. I'm not sure if, Monfig, if you're done or if you want to go on. I know we could have another session and you can go deeper for us and tell us more about that audacity, because
Yeah.
you have expounded on that so well, and it is amazing what we have learned tonight. It was very, very important to have that mindset. And Trisha is saying special thanks to your guest. I really needed to hear this tonight. So she's saying you hearts, hearts, and lots of love. So
High
she
five.
that high five. This is what we have to do for ourselves, because who's going to do it for us? You
Nobody.
know,
Yeah.
Mel said that, who's going to tell you that you're good, that you're beautiful? And another thing I find that's strange too is what we can do for ourselves is the affirmations. I
Yes.
am beautiful. I am bold.
Yes.
I have the audacity to lead in confidence.
Yes.
That's a new one.
Every morning, I have the audacity to lead with confidence. I'm
Yes,
beautiful, I'm bold. Mel will say, wake up in the morning and say, I'm loved, I'm
yes,
courageous. Anything,
yes,
just give your heart a high five. You go
yes,
into the bathroom. First thing after brushing your teeth, look at yourself in the mirror. Don't look at your skin or your body, any part of your body that you don't like. All of us have parts of our bodies. If you put every 100 women in a room and say who likes her body, you know, a lot of people will say, "Oh, no, 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 I need a smaller stomach. I need to be taller. I need a better skin tone, whatever.
Yes.
Forget all that. Love the body you're in, and it will be as beautiful and as wonderful because it's keeping you alive every day. It's taking you everywhere. You know,
Mhm.
you're walking, you're talking, you're singing, you're,
Yeah.
love your body you're in. Give yourself a high five first thing in the morning.
So
It's amazing.
everyone, awesome. Thank you so much, Monfik. So everyone that is in the chat right now, give yourself a high five. If you can see my hands, you give yourself that high five. Give yourself that high five because nobody will do it for you. You know, whatever you're going through, give yourself that high five because it is important. It is important for your mental health. It is important for your physical health. It is important for your spiritual health as well, right? So these things, we were made body, mind, and soul. Why? Why we were made body, mind, and soul? There is a reason.
Mm-hmm.
There is that reason. Monfik, if you have any last words, I know this is not the end because you would have to come on that show again to share with us more information about,
I
the
had 2
advantages.
pages. I only read about three and a half.
Oh, okay.
I
So
had like no, it's just I read this and
yeah.
I still have all of this. So
Awesome. So we're going to do another session because people are loving it. And Bunny saying she wasn't there from the beginning, but enjoy what she have heard. And Trisha is giving herself a high five. Leon said that women are great. Women supposed to love themselves, and they'll be taking that 3-2-1 system sleep,
yes, three,
action.
two, one, sleep.
So yes,
Yeah,
so we will have you on the show again because people are loving this topic this evening.
yeah,
And I try to interchange all what the topics that I come with. We'll talk about health, but we have made body, mind, and soul. So today we dealt with our mindset, the audacity to lead as women in confidence, and as men as well. Because some men, they born shy. The manhood was taken from them because they were told as little boys, you mustn't cry, you mustn't this, you mustn't that, and all of that stuff. So it is good that you are sharing and you have shared that
yes,
information with us this evening. So we will have to make a date and
okay,
having you on the show another time so
yeah,
we can finish, this topic because it is a wonderful topic. It's an amazing topic. It's great information to have and for us to improve our mindset. So Bernie is also saying perhaps it can be made a series until she has exhausted her presentation. Yes, Bunny, she will make it a series. So we'll have her on next week. If she say yes tonight, we can have her on next week. If she doesn't have anything on her schedule, I know she's super busy,
I'm
but
so
that
busy.
would be a very good series,
Yeah,
and we will.
that would be a very good series.
Yes.
Yeah,
So I know you have lots of information. Your
yeah,
work is important, and all the information that you use, that you have, you must
mhm.
use it. So we will do another session.
Yes, we
So,
will.
ladies and gentlemen, yes, I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. I also want to thank you for um, being here with us for almost an hour and a half now. I think almost an hour and a half,
Yes,
and you have been great audience. We will do another session once Monfix says she is okay. She'll have to look at her schedule
yeah,
and be with us one more time again. I think this is amazing, not just for us women, but for men as well.
yes,
So thank you, everyone that was on. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. Once again, we want to thank you for your sacrifice for being here with us an hour and a half. Ladies and gentlemen, have a good evening. Good night.
bye everyone.